Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about how to be the person who has it, because you've been saying, okay, I'm the person who has it, this is who I am now. Now what? What's next? Because it's been a minute, right? So I want to explain to you how, or my perspective of what it means to be the person who has it. But first I want to talk about three identities that I feel like it's important to understand the difference. The first one is the person who has the desires. Okay, we all agree with that. I say I have it because I'm the person who has it. The second one is the person who doesn't have what they want, but they say they have it because they know that if they say that enough time, they're gonna get it, right? And the third one is the person who doesn't have what they want, but they're like, let me try and see if I affirm, or if I'm being the person who has it, if it works, right? The third one is a big no-no, and this is where most people are, because we're like, okay, let me try, let me say I have it, and wait, and I don't see it, so that's annoying, and then we're stuck here. And the thing is, those three identities, they look alike. From the outside, they all say they have it. One already is the person who has it. The second say they have it because they know that if they say that enough time, they're gonna get it. And the third one, they say they have it, but it's a trial for them. They're like, okay, let me do this for a week or two, but then I'm not seeing something. What's going on? It's because you understand that manifestation is a reflection of your identity. Well, I have a new definition for that, but let's just say that if you understand that the physical is reflecting who you're being, it reflects your identity. So if you're someone who's trying, this is what's going to be reflected. You're trying because you don't have what you want, and you're waiting to see results, but you cannot see something you don't have. And I know that this is not how we viewed things before, because there's a lot of things that would happen in our life without us seeing it happening first. But it's also important to understand that you have a set of belief about life itself. You have a set of belief about yourself, and a set of belief about the things that you want. So of course, those beliefs are going to be reflected in the most random ways. If you're someone who's like, well, I cannot get everything I want in life, like it's normal, nobody has everything they want. And of course, if you're thriving in your business and you reached your goal weight or whatever, then suddenly there's a problem in your relationship because you cannot get everything you want, right? And it's so random because everything was so fine in your relationship, right? And it's not because you decided to have a negative perspective about your relationship. It's because you have this assumption that you cannot get everything you want, right? So yeah, everything comes from within. You see yourself having first, and then you see it, and it is sometimes really, or a lot of time, tied to the beliefs you have about life and yourself. So those are the three identities that I wanted really to pinpoint today, to begin with, because like I said, most people, this is what they are. They're trying and they don't see it. So if you understand, if you're realizing, oh, okay, I probably was trying this whole time, it's okay, because then you are able to make the change that you need to do. And I want to also say that in this channel, I'm mostly going to talk about the person who has it, because this is what I resonate with. I did this. I was never the person who was affirming to get. I thought I was, but I was trying. I was actually trying, because of course, if you're someone who's like, let me do this technique, a lot of people with affirmation, it's just that it's not technique, but technically you don't say you have something being full aware that you don't have it. So it's a technique, right? Because of course, if I say I have something, it's because I know I have it. But if I say I have something, being aware that I don't have it, then I'm using this sentence as a technique to impress my subconscious mind or whatever, right? So when I was doing this, I was low-key trying still, because it's difficult to not wait for the 3D when you're doing something to get something. And of course, a lot of people use techniques to get something because, of course, this is how we were raised. When there's a lack, we feel it right by doing something, an action. So it's fine, okay? Because it's an identity in itself. I'm doing this and I'm gonna get it, and therefore you get it, right? But I was not thriving in that identity, so I had to let go and truly understand what it means to be the person who has it. And I'm going to explain to you what it means, okay? The first thing you want to do, maybe that's not the right word. The first thing you want to understand, when you're the person who has the desires, you understand that having does not equal seeing. Never. You cannot make that together, because you will not see what you have. Well, you will not, you can't see like I said before, what you don't have. So if you think that having equals seeing, you will say you have it, but technically you don't because you don't see it. This is your own definition of having that is playing against yourself. So ban this. Having does not equal seeing, and you have to understand that, right? But I'm pretty sure you know that. I'm pretty sure you know that. You heard that. So you're like, okay, but how can I actually believe that I have what I want? And I know a lot of people would say you don't have to believe. But I don't understand. I don't understand the hard thing with believing. I feel like it's hard to believe if you don't understand or you don't believe what you've learned about reality creation. Because other than that, why is it hard? Like I don't know how to say it. It's just like, because for me, I've manifested things, of course, without believing. I manifested a lot of things without believing. I was even shocked, like, oh, it happens, right? But there were not things that I was attached to. It was just like, okay, I was neutral and I'm gonna say it's happening, and it happened. But for the things that I truly wanted, it was difficult for me to manifest them because I was believing the complete opposite. When I say the complete opposite, I was believing something difficult that created pain. So I got to switch my belief, because you can say I have something, but you're actually believing the lack that creates the pain, right? You got to switch that belief on the other side, right? It doesn't have to be 100, but you got to switch it to a point where you're like, you know what? I've read these books about, I've read Neville Goddard's books, I've read maybe Joseph Murphy or whoever, and you've watched some content creators, the success stories. You've watched enough and you had some retrospective in your life enough to understand that, okay, I think that thing actually works. That's enough of belief to be like, so now I'm going to believe that it works. I'm going to be the person who has it because I understand reality creation. I understand what having means. You gotta understand also that part, because I feel like people say, no, you already have it, and they end this there, they end the video there. You already have it. Okay, thank you for watching. No, what does having mean? So I'm going to explain that in a second. But the first, like I said, the first thing, undo the definition of having. It does not equal seeing, because this will shoot you in the foot every single time, because then you're going to be waiting. You're going to be feeling like you have it, and you're like, oh my god, I'm not even worried no more. But as long as having equals seeing, you will come back to that need of seeing it, and therefore it will mean that you don't have it, because you cannot need to see something you already have. It doesn't make sense when you're the person whose identity is already having. Like, I have this phone right now, I don't need to see the phone because it's already in my hand, right? It's the same principle. Now the second part, understand what having means. Okay, I made a video about that last year, about the plane of existence. There's a physical plane, mental plane, spiritual plane, right? So I'm just going to share that image with you. Physical plane is where you are right now, you know, what you experience physically with your five senses. And then there's the mental plane and the spiritual plane. So the mental plane is your awareness, your I amness, right? I really like the metaphysical explanation of the Bible, because they would say that Jesus, who represents your savior, is interpreted as your awareness. And it makes a lot of sense to think that our awareness is our savior, because who you are being is always being reflected. So if you don't like the reflection because of who you were, you can decide right now who you are, and you will see a different reflection. So that is something that really saved me, if we can say that, because it's true. I believe it, right? I believe in something. I encourage you to believe in something. If you truly feel lost, believe in something. Make some research about spiritual planes, mental plane, planes of existence, and understand truly what having means. Okay, you have everything you want within, but again, this is fluffy. What does within mean? Within is the spiritual plane. All exists. This is the consciousness. All that is, it's God. You have the love, success, health. There's infinite possibilities available to you right now, and your awareness is just you deciding which part of you you want to experience. So maybe you want to experience having $50,000 because you already have it. So you're like, okay, this is what I want to experience now. There's $50,000, there's $100,000, there's $1,000,000. You pick, okay? But let's say you picked $50,000. Now you are someone who has $50,000. This is your identity because you brought your awareness on that part of yourself. You are all that is. And the manifestation occurred there in the mental plane. In the physical plane, where we are, is reflecting that manifestation that already happened. It's just reflecting. There's nothing to gain in the physical plane. It's just a reflection. And when my perspective changed, it was like, oh, okay, it became a lot easier. And I know I explained that last year in a video, but again, you have to be aware of that side of you who's still trying to see something. Because when you don't have enough self-aware, I'm telling you, you can really quickly revert back into the identity of the person who is still trying, because you see everything as a technique. Oh, okay, so if I understand that manifestation occurs in the mental plane, then I will get what I want. Oh, okay, so let me just understand that. No, it's like yes and no. This is why I'm truly thinking about my words here, because I do not want to alimentate, if it's a word, I don't want to fuel the part of you or the identity of who's trying to get something, because this is what the videos are about. When you click and they say manifest your SP overnight, manifest love overnight, or don't stop doing the techniques, be the person who has it, keep persisting, they're all talking to the person, the version of you who's trying. So you're like, oh, okay, I got to try this then. Oh, okay, I got to try that. And I don't want that video. I don't want my video to do that to you. I don't want you to try anything. I want you to understand that you already have it. It's just about accepting it. And yeah, I feel that this is what I was lacking for all this time. I would understand everything. We're not stupid. It's not that difficult to get. But it's just, we're so locked in the fact that, okay, if I want something, I have to do something and I'm going to see it. This is exactly what you want to undo. As long as your perception is I have to do something to get it, you will always do that. Because this is your I was going to say mantra. This is your perspective. This is your perspective. This is how you do things. You do something, you get it. So as long as you think like that, you're not gonna get out of that loop. And that's what happened to me. I understood everything that I'm telling you right now, but it's just like, even when I would see myself trying, I'm like, oh wait, let's just stop trying. I'm trying. I don't have to try anything. But then time will go by, and instead of reminding myself, oh, I already have it, because having doesn't mean seeing, I would think I was doing something wrong, and then watch more manifestation content and stuff like that, and then I would revert back to the identity of the person who's trying. Even though I was doing everything that the other two identities are doing, I stayed the person who's trying, because I wasn't really aware of who I was. And that's really important. Be aware if you're trying or if you're actually being. And how do you know you're being? It's because you don't need it. You can't need something you already have. And I just explained to you a concept that will help you to understand what having means. Okay? This really helped me. I understand that the manifestation occurred within. I already have it. So I don't have to worry about a thing. I don't have to worry about the physical. The physical can only reflect. It has no other job than to reflect. So even when you see things that you don't like, it's also a perception. How do you want to frame that? Do you want to frame it as, oh, it's just the last remnants of my old identity? Or is this something neutral that occurs but has nothing to do with me, because I'm already the person who has it? Because this leads me to the third point that I want to share with you about how to be the person who has it. Really, how it feels This part is more about how it feels to be the person who has it. It feels like if someone would come to me and be like, oh, we know you try to manifest, let's say, money or whatever. I'll be like, there's no way that you're talking about me because I'm already rich. I don't know what this is about. And this person would be like, no, you watch my manifestation videos about manifesting money overnight and stuff like that. I'm like, I didn't. Why would I do that? I already have so much money and I keep receiving money when I don't even need it. That's the identity. And you see how normal I said that? It's because this is who I am. It would make no sense for the person who has the desires to try to manifest something and to wait. Wait for what? Why would I wait for something? I already have it. And then this is where it feels like, okay, I could do that. I could be that person to the T, but then at the same time, how do I deal with the physical? Because it feels like it can contradict. I'm going to explain that to you as well. It depends on the perspective you want to have. Like, again, we took an example about $50,000, okay? You decide that, okay, I'm the person who has $50,000. Great. Okay, it's going to be reflected, but I'm the person who has it. So now what happens? There's a bill of $500 that I can't pay because I just have $100 in my bank account. Okay, cool. I'm not going to let that situation making me that I don't have money because I am already rich. I already have $50,000 and I have a lot more. I just got $50,000, but I already have a lot more because this is who I am. This is my identity. So you do not let the circumstances that are happening physically dictate who you are. So you could see the fact that you can't pay the $500 and you have maybe to borrow money as just you dealing with the residue of your past self, the consequences of your past self, the identity of your old identity was living in a scarcity mindset or whatever. So now you're just dealing with that, but this is not you. And you understand that the mirror cannot reflect an old identity that's not there. It reflects you, right? So people will say, okay, if it reflects me, where's the $50,000 if I only have $100? Understand something. You can stand in front of a mirror and look at the top of your head. You're not going to see your feet, but it doesn't mean that the mirror is not reflecting your feet, okay? If you're standing in front of a tall mirror, it's still reflecting your feet, but you don't see it. And that's the thing. It's about being okay with not seeing what we want right away. It's okay. It doesn't mean that it's lagging. It's not. It doesn't mean that it's late. It just means that I don't see it. But it's here right now because I am the new identity now, and I know that the mirror has to reflect the switch. I'm gonna see the result of the switch. So if I have $100 in my bank account, it does not mean that there's not a check of $50,000 waiting for me at my mailbox. Example, right? It just means that I have $100 in my bank account. But I still have the $50,000 because this is who I am. So that's why I say it's instant. It's not instant for your eyes, but it never was. Because right now you could say you have a car, but you don't see it because you're in a room. The car is in the driver. You will have to get up and walk and see the car. It's the same thing with that example with the check. You will have to get up and go to your mailbox to see the check. Doesn't mean you don't have the money. It just means that you don't see it. So it's important to be able to make that distinction. Not seeing does not equal not having it. This is a prime example for that. This is why it's really important to really change your belief of what having means. Really change your definition and truly wow, that's what it is. I don't know what I was gonna say. I hope that was clear. Because I was going out a bit all over the place. I don't remember when we got the example of the $50,000. I know it's in the image, but yeah, that's my point. Okay, so I'm just going to circle back to be sure that it's clear. The first part, among the three identities that I told you, be aware of which one you are. Okay, understand which one you are. If you're watching this video, you're probably in the third one because you're like, okay, I've been trying, I don't see it. Okay, you're trying. That's an identity, so you understand that trying is a reflection. That's what's being reflected. Now, after that, you understand being the person who has it means that I do not think that having equals seeing. So I undo that and I understand what having means. Having means that in the spiritual plane, everything exists. From the mental plane, I decide that I have it. A mental plane is awareness. Your awareness, your I am is your savior. Decide today who you are, accept it for real, truly, and then you will see the reflection. Don't do it to see the reflection, okay? Because when you do it just to see the reflection, then your main desire is to see the reflection. So it low-key still means that as long as I don't see it, I don't have it. You understand? That's why I'm telling you the first part is really important. Undo the word, the definition of having. It does not, it means that you see it. Okay? And when you're able to do those three, the third one was to, you know, as soon as I decided I'm the person who has it, then it's an incurred identity. No one can take me off or throw me off that identity. And of course, sometimes it's gonna be triggered. I'm not saying it never happens, but you snap back like that. You're like, wait. Why am I crying? Did I forget that I have it? This is my favorite question now. Whenever I'm triggered, whenever something happens, I'm like, wait. Did I forget that I already have it? Because I already have it. Why am I worried? It doesn't matter how much of a mess the physical might look like, because it has no choice but to change since I changed.
And please, I don't want you to worry about saying I have it or I'm going to get it. This is not a thing. It's just when you say you have it, it's because you understand that you got it in a mental plane. It's going to be reflected. And when you say you're going to get it, you just understand that it's going to be reflected. There's no confusion here. You understand that it already happened. Therefore, that's why you're going to get it. Or you want to dwell in the mental plane and say it already happened and I'm so happy it already happened. It's just you being in a different standpoint, they would call it, but it's an identity. It stays the same. It's you understanding it, that it's already done, and that's all that matters.
But if I stay wallowing in the, I don't know, and I'm scared, now my identity is someone who doesn't have it, and it doesn't matter. Like I said, it happens. We waver sometimes, okay? But if we stay there, then guess what's going to be reflect? You not having. And it's not because you didn't see it that it means that it was reflecting you not having. Like I said, you look at the top of your head in the mirror, you're not going to see your feet, but you're being reflected entirely. But be okay with not being able to see the full picture, the full mirror, because you were never able to see it in the first place, right? So, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense for you. It makes sense for me. So, again, if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. All right, bye.